So let me start off by thanking members of the Fifth Estate, Mr. Blessing and his team for honoring our call. And I'd also like to recognize some of the people who are here with me. I have Isaiah Ikonet, Esther Nyonje, Nick Baraka, Dennis Wanjala of Bunge la Wananchi, Ken Babu and Shelmith Wambui of Young Senate, Lewis Gitonga, who some of you already know. He has been filling in for me while I've been away on other duties. And my coach, Michael Watch. I will be calling them to say something shortly as soon as I'm done. Now, first and foremost, I'm not here on matters politics per se. As you know, I was to meet with Dennis Wanjala of Bunge la Wananchi, and he's here with me. We have met, we've had a small meeting, and I felt the need to just address a few issues before people go on with their activities. There are some of us nasikia mnaenda maandamano. It is your right, tutakataza. So the first issue I wanted to speak about, I have seen a lot of disrespect towards our deputy president in this country, and it is coming from people who are not elected, the likes of Farouk Kibet. We are the same people who supported President William Ruto when he was the deputy and he was undergoing a lot of malice from his then boss Uhuru Kenyatta. All I'm asking, I'm speaking for myself, is that moving forward, let the deputy president of this republic be given his dues. The other issue I want to talk about is taxation. I am not entirely against the finance bill, nor am I entirely for it. There is the issue of content creators. Before this regime, it was 5% tax. Once they came in, they tripled to 15% tax. And the following year, they've added it to 20% tax. That is why you're seeing Gen Zs are going crazy. These are the people who own the media, because traditional media is dead. We're no longer going to Citizen or NTV or K24 for news. People are going to TikTok and Facebook, and those are the people who are being taxed and harassed. So I think the government needs to look into that, and the likes of KJ and Kimani Ichung'wah, the majority leader, can amend that. It's not too late. They are yet to even pass the bill. Now, the third issue, the president has been looking for measures to deal with corruption in this country, and also to stop government wastage of resources, which included trying to sell off KICC. Now, I think that's a long ball. There are things the president can do immediately for us to start seeing results. Number one, we don't need county governments, 47 of them. We also, the governor, Baraza, drinking tea of 11 million in his office. That is total corruption. If Jesus had 12 disciples and his revolution went all around the world, the president doesn't need 47 governors. We need to reduce those people. We need 12 county governments. Otherwise, everyone else is just otherwise, unaweza kuwa governor. Na tujui. Who knows the governor of Kilifi? Nobody. Hawa watu ni wengi. We need 12 of them. We don't need 40. Anajijua. Now, the fourth and final issue, Kenya has been designated a non-NATO ally. I've seen a lot of people celebrating. Personally, I don't, because anyone who gets in bed with the West doesn't end well for them. These guys are very crafty. The reason they're looking to make us a non-NATO ally is to use us. They're already using us in Haiti, and there might be a proxy World War III based on the Ukrainian frontier, and they'll be looking to send us there. We don't want anything to deal with the West. Mr. President, if you're watching this, I would recommend you bring us closer to BRICS and Russia as opposed to America. Baba anaenda AU. We hope ata succeed. And when Baba goes to AU, anaachia Babu. Babu will inherit the politics of Kenya in the Azimio frontier. And similarly, Tim Wanyonyi will move from Westlands and will be our next governor. Na Tim Wanyonyi akienda kutafuta governor, anaachia David Wafula in Westlands. And with that, let me invite Isaiah Ikonet, seme kitu kidogo, then I'll call the next speaker.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa David Wafula. Message ya leo tunasema Mheshimiwa President, tunaomba tu wasikilize wananchi katika hii finance bill, kwa sababu hao wananchi ndio wamekupea kazi na haujachoka kuwafanyia kazi, but hii finance bill inaumiza kila mtu, na wao ndio wamekupea nafasi wa kuwa president wa hii country. So tunakuomba kwa unyenyekevu wasaidie hii finance bill irejectiwe kabisa, irudiwe. Hatuwezi ishi bila finance bill, lakini sasa iende irudiwe, iandikwe upya ile kitu wananchi wanataka. Asante sana.
Our country is one that enjoys democracy and the rule of law, with our constitution as the guiding principle. Sovereign power belongs to the people, and it took blood, sweat and tears to get to this democratic space. We salute the 2 youth who lost their lives fighting against impunity and pay tribute to their families as we advance our agenda forward and ask the government to shoot down the 2024 finance bill entirely. Passing of the 2024 finance bill means higher taxation, which will cause a ripple effect on our already crippled economy in this way. The cost of living will continue to rise, creating harsh conditions for businesses and investments, leading to less money circulation and unemployment. The questions we ask are: 1, were last year's revenue targets met? 2, have they impacted our economy positively before we endorse more revenue-raising measures? 3, do we have the capacity to raise more taxes at this time? And 4, are we living within our means? The answers to these questions justify our demand for rejecting the finance bill. We are raising concerns on issues as eco-levy on sanitary pads and diapers. In a country facing serious period poverty predominance, the conversation should never be about taxation of sanitary pads, imported or not. Rather focus on specific strategies to end period poverty and follow up on the promise of providing free diapers to newborn moms, as in the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto. I speak for my generation and say that we are informed and knowledgeable. This is a generation that is awake and putting the governments to task on their promises. We do not need to be funded. Our triggers are our unemployment situation, inefficient service delivery, high and unfair taxation and unaccountability in its use, misappropriation of funds, lack of budgeting for priority areas, corruption, and constant increase in the cost of living. The government may boast of its achievements here and there and continue to talk about their laid down strategies, but we need to see and feel the impact of the government's working, but are unfortunately feeling it negatively. Hell has broke loose. We have been quiet or not loud enough about it because we had accepted the status quo, but time has come. The finance bill has been an entry point of our awakening, and we will pursue this course to the tail end. Therefore, leaders, the constitution you swore to abide by says sovereign power belongs to the people. You will need to face us when you are seeking re-election in 2027. Listen to us. We are the people. This is our voice. We have spoken and we are saying reject the finance bill 2024.
Thank you very much. As you've heard, my colleagues have said, and for me, I'm just going to reiterate a few things. But first of all, I want to urge the police to not fight the protesters because they have a right to protest, knowing that they're the ones going to ascertain who's going to be the next president in the next ballot. So for that, they need to be very careful. And what they need to do is just create a buffer zone to protect the businesses that are going. We have a lot of businesses are running. We have the taxi drivers who are doing a commendable job to carry people and ferry people from one place to the other. We have people who've opened businesses in town. And the minute they are against the protesters, they cause rupture and disruption. So I urge the IG of this country, instead of facing the crowd, please form a buffer to face towards the destination of where we are going. That way, we're going to stop the killings, we're going to stop the ruptures, and we are going to work together. I stand by my word. Police pia ni Mkenya. This finance bill does not just affect Gen Zs, millennials, boomers, Generation X, Alpha who are coming, but also the police, all the way from NYS to the highest position of the police office. So again, I'm going to reiterate and say, please, instead of facing the protesters, form a buffer zone and face the destination to the parliament so that we have a peaceful protest. Thank you.
Asante sana Wafula. Kitu ambao mimi nataka kusema ni hii. Sisi Rais William Ruto ana implement ile kitu IMF inamsukuma afanye. IMF imekuwa ni Shylock. Hii maneno ya kutuambia sisi tulipe 16% ya tax, hii yote itaenda huko kwa IMF ili ati watupe loan. Sisi tunaweza kujisimamia kama wananchi. Kama rais anaweza kutusikiza, atukatai aongeze ushuru, lakini angeanza kuongeza kidogo. Unaongeza mara moja na si wenyewe hatuna kazi rais shughuli. Rais hata ungeongezako tu 80%. At least tutafute kazi, tukipata kazi ndio uongeze hiyo kitu. Ungeongeza pole. Sio kuongeza mara moja. Mara moja sisi tunaumia kama wananchi. Na mimi rais na kusupport. Lakini utanisamea kwa hili. Hii maneno ya finance bill itaniumiza. Na sina kazi. Sasa hii ushuru nitalipa aje kama sina kazi? Mimi kitu nataka kusema ni sisi kama wananchi hatutaacha hii maandamano. Mpaka ile siku Rais William Ruto atakaa chini na afikiria aseme wananchi wamekataa, waacha nifanye hivi. Unajua you can be a master, lakini kama watu wamekukataa pia itakuwa ngumu kwako. So rais, hata mimi nikikupigia kampeni huku chini nitapigwa bure. So afadhali legeza kamba ndio at least pia sisi kwa ground tukue na sauti. Sasa mimi sasa simama nikisema rais ni mzuri, nitapigwa bure. Mimi kitu nataka kusema IMF iwache kusukuma rais implement kitu haiwezekani. Hii shida yote inatokea na IMF. Hakuna kitu ingine, IMF tu. Sasa sisi tutakuwa tukienda tu loan mpaka lini? Mimi nakuomba rais, sikiza wananchi. Na hata mimi niko kwa hiyo maandamano. Hata kama mimi ni wa UDA, niko kwa hiyo maandamano. Sababu saa hii haichagui wewe ni wa Azimio, haichagui wewe ni wa UDA ama wewe ni wa chama gani. Sisi wote ni wananchi na sisi wote ndio tunaumia. So lazima tuungane mkono kukataa kitu ambayo sisi itaenda kutuumiza. Asanteni kwa hilo.
Thank you so much, Bwana David Wafula, and first and foremost, allow me to congratulate you as a fellow colleague in the youth space for showing interest to represent the members of Westlands constituency in the 14th Parliament. Congratulations, my brother, and I want to believe that if God allows us time, you will be joining us in the National Assembly. I want to state categorically on the issue of Finance Bill 2024 that has been rejected completely in totality, not only by Kenyans, but by the generation that has risen to put this government into question. I want to say that the protests that we are seeing are not just about the finance bill alone, but have been triggered by many issues. Number one, the forceful demolitions that this government has done in the past. We have issues of unbearable university funding model. We have issues around arrogance, pride, and disrespect from government officials. We have issues to do with high cost of living and unemployment amongst young people. These are just but some issues that are making these colleagues to feel so much devastated and ignored and angered by this regime. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that we have a president, we have a government that is in function. What we are saying is we want this finance bill to be returned to a public participation so that it is people-owned. Looking at how people who have been handling this finance bill, right from Kuria Kimani, Njogona Ndungu, Kimani Ichung'wah, and the team, They've said, and KJ, and Nyoro, these people have said numerous times that they do not know how this bill came to place. Then that means that it was not a popular version of people. Then you are saying that this bill must be rejected in totality. It must be returned to the people so that we have a people-based finance bill. As I proceed to that, I want to give a communication to the Inspector General of Police, IG Koome. And I want to say that those young people you are seeing on the streets are just age mates of your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and some other children. It is not in order for you to give guidance to police officers to shoot or to tear gas them because they have not attacked anybody. And we want to say and remind you that in 2007, police officers killed many people in this country, but the person who was held responsible was Hussein, the Inspector General at that time. You might not be on the field, but we want to tell you that the blood of Evans, the blood of Rex are in your hands, and you are not going to walk away from it. As I finish, I want to say and communicate a response to Interior CS, Bwana Kithure Kindiki, a good professor for that matter. You spoke very well yesterday, and you gave guidance, but I want to tell you that those were good guidance, but to the wrong people. You ought to have been speaking to the police officers. I am just from town, and the police officers are shooting tear gas towards a crowd that has no weapons, a crowd that is harmless, a crowd of young people who are just having placards and communicating. So I want to ask you, good professor, do a communication and give guidance to your police officers to stop shooting our sons, our brothers, our daughters. And to the members of parliament, we are watching. In 2027, we will have a date with you. But for now, we are going to occupy that parliament. And just like my brother has declared interest, the hashtag Occupy Parliament might not happen today. But I want to tell you, in 2027, we shall occupy that parliament as a young generation. To KJ, who is on record trying to downplay the efforts of young people in this country, I saw you tweet that you are apologizing. I want to tell you that we need a recorded video of yourself apologizing to the generation that you are trying to disrespect. To Mheshimiwa Alice Ng'ang'a, you have to follow the same route. You have to do a video of yourself apologizing to the people of Thika Town, because that was the highest level of disrespect to this generation, and that is something you cannot take easily. Thank you so much, and I want to congratulate colleagues who are here for standing up for this generation and for standing up for this country. We cannot go back to the Moi regime. And I finish by saying, in 1982, the government arrested one Titus Tito Adungosi. In 88, 6 years later, he died mysteriously. But I want to say, the revolution of that time still proceeded, and the change was brought on the table. We lost Rex, we lost Evans. We are not going to relent. Viva vijana, viva!
Viva!
Thank you.
Asante sana mheshimiwa na wote ambao wamekuja. Nimekaa nikitazama ile mambo ambayo inaendelea katika nchi yetu, na ni mambo ya kushangaza. Manake nikiangalia kitu inaitwa uongozi. Uongozi ni kitu ambayo mtu anachaguliwa, hajichagui. Na nitaanza na wabunge wetu. Hawa wananchi ndio waliwachagua. Na unapochaguliwa inamaanisha wenye wamekuchagua unaenda kuwa represent, uendi kupeleka matakwa yako kibinafsi. Lakini kile tunaona inaendelea katika nchi ya Kenya ni kwamba matakwa ya wale ambao wamechaguliwa kama viongozi wanataka kuitwa majina ambayo ya waheshimiwa, majina makubwa, yani watu wa kuheshimu na wa kuogope. Haipaswi kuwe namna hiyo. Uongozi, according to me, you are a servant to the people. You are not the one to dictate the people. It is the people who have chosen you or elected you. You are supposed to listen to their voice so that you can represent them. Because if you don't listen to their voice, it means you're going to represent yourself. And according to what is happening in the current parliament, we are seeing our MPs, majority of them, they are representing themselves for the need of money. They are after money. But they have forgotten the people who have taken them there. I think in our nation we need to rethink again and ask ourselves, what does the Constitution say? Power belongs to the people, not to the leaders. We are not taking people to become the rulers, because what we are now doing is just you are ruling us, and that is very bad. We want a democratical rulership. We don't want autocratical leadership in our nation. Please, to the president, when you are given a chance to become the president of this nation, you are leading us as the people of this nation. Please listen to the voice of our youths. We are fully behind them as parents. We cannot just sit down and look at what is happening, the way others are being, they are being killed. Well, they are just presenting their right. It is a constitutional right to demonstrate, for your voice to be heard. But the police, you are our brothers. You are the fathers. Even if you are being employed by the government, yes, to protect the nation. But let us just sit down for a moment and ask ourselves, are we there to kill our brothers, our sisters, our children? Or have we been employed to ensure the law is being implemented? Please protect our children. Don't kill these youth, because they are the future of our nation tomorrow. For me, I say a big no to this finance bill. In totality, we reject it. And as a government, please sit down, and you better come with a better strategy of how we can move on, because nikitazama kuna makampuni mingi zinafungwa. Hao wenye wanapoteza kazi zao wanaenda wapi? Na wanafunga kwa ajili ya hii finance bill. Ninakumbuka wakati ya Kibaki aliweza kuendesha nchi bila kwenda kutafuta mkopo. Bwana rais, hizi tax ambazo zimeongezwa, kwani zinaenda wapi? Zinafanya nini? Tuambiwe. We want a government that can be accountable to us. We have given you the chance to lead. Please lead us in the right way. And don't dictate us and rule us the way you just want. You are taking us to a bad direction. Every day we are hearing about loan. You are getting more loans. Where are we heading to? Please, I don't have so many, but please, as the president, please sit down and rethink again on how you can lead our nation in a better way. I think you said you are a Christian born again. The Bible says that when the righteous leaders reign, there is peace. But when there is a wicked leader reigns, there is chaos. So ask yourself, are you a righteous leader or a wicked leader? Thank you very much.
Good morning, my name is Shelmy, and I'm here to represent the people, the youth in particular. I advocate for youth governance, and I'm very happy that the youth are waking up and they know now that whatever the government does, it affects them directly, and it's not even indirectly, and it affects them immediately. So when we go for the Mandamano to picket, we are going to reject the finance bill in totality, and we do not stand for amendments. So I'd encourage the youth. Just the other day I was talking to my family members, and most of them are still in high school, and the next elections they will be voters. So I'd encourage you as a youth, as you're going to demonstrate and reject the finance bill, look at the people in your household, in your family, and encourage them to be registered voters, So when it comes to the next elections, we will be able to empower people who speak for the wellness of the youth, and they look at the people's interest and not their own interest or their president's interest. Thank you.
As we finish, I know the president ni muungwana, and already I've seen wametoa a few things from the finance bill, and I know there'll be more amendments moving forward, even in the supplementary that they might do a week or two from now. So we are all eager to see what they have for us in the future. Now there's some of us, I think, wanaenda maandamano. There's Esther, Ken, who else? Dan, Shelmy. So we wish you all the best. Mko na mask? Maji. But it's a peaceful protest, right? Yes. And that is what we want in this country. So thank you so much, guys. If there's any more communication, we'll let you know. And with that, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.